adorable guy is 14-month-old Kingston. He's all smiles and always on the move. 7-year-old big sister Kendall has her hands full. Mom Hope Williams is just glad they're happy and healthy. Both kids were born preterm several weeks early.
Kingston, I was 32 weeks. Kendall, I was 34 weeks.
Hope's experience is far from isolated. According to the CDC, Black women experience higher preterm birth rates and maternal mortality rate of any other group. She believes the quality of care was a factor.
I wasn't heard. I wasn't respected. I sat on my doctor's on the table and I just cried and I was like, why are you not listening to me? No matter how quick we are, no matter how educated we are, because I show up as a black woman, as I show up as a black mother, it's just not safe.
The new documentary Aftershock, streaming now on Hulu, brings the Black maternal health crisis front and center.
My daughter's story is loud, colorful, and artful. She was awake, aware, and active. And yet she still died.
The documentary, following 2 Black families as they take on the healthcare system to stop more preventable deaths during pregnancy from happening, is released at the same time as a new community study by International Maternal Medicine Hub, the Birthplace Lab. The study of 2,700 birthing people found people of color were less likely to receive continuity of care and have their doctor or midwife present during childbirth. Black women were most likely to desire more decision-making power in their pregnancy, but were less likely to receive it. Women of color were twice as likely to report being physically violated and have a healthcare provider ignore or refuse a request for help and be shouted at by healthcare providers.
Interpersonal, institutional, and structural racism are at the root of this issue.
Alexis Cobbins is the executive director of the California Preterm Birth Initiative. The organization out of UCSF's OBGYN department is aimed at addressing structural racism to reduce racial disparities in birthing outcomes, an issue Alexis knows firsthand.
My last delivery, I was asking for pain medication and was flat out refused. So you don't look like you're in enough pain.
The Preterm Birth Initiative advocates for policy changes to address root causes, most recently securing implicit bias training for California natal healthcare providers in SB 464, passed in 2019.
If we listen to the folks who are most impacted, we're going to see the changes that we want to see in our system and see improved care for Black babies and Black families.
Yay.
Hope is on the Preterm Birth Initiative Community Advisory Board. She sees the policy-shifting work paying off firsthand. She's now pregnant with her 4th child.
This is the first time in 19 years that I feel safe giving birth.
This time, she's just a few weeks away from making it full term and plans to use a doula during birth.
You can't guarantee every birth outcome, but this proves that you can do something. It's not impossible. And when you listen to them, they make it at 43 years old.
Julian Glover, ABC 7 News.
One week ago, 3 Black women were killed, 2 others injured in that horrific domestic violence incident. The alleged gunman, a 19-year-old man who was the boyfriend of one of the women shot. It's an epidemic that the local and domestic violence agency here in Virginia Beach says is only getting worse. After the mass shooting in Norfolk, one that killed 3 women and injured 2 more, the hotline at the Samaritan House Domestic Violence Center surged in calls. Women so concerned looking at their own situation that they needed help.
Women in color are killed at a disproportionate rate than any other race.
The statistics are hard to swallow. Listen to this. According to the CDC, African American women are 3 times more likely than white women to experience death as a result of domestic violence. 22% of domestic violence events ending in homicide are of African American women. The CDC also says domestic violence is one of the leading causes of death for Black women ages 15 to 35.
The economic disparities, the ongoing discrimination, they're less likely to have the better jobs and economically don't do as well. Maybe they're dependent on their abuser more so than other races.
Other reasons for the epidemic, according to experts with the Samaritan House, include fear of isolation, not knowing how to navigate the legal system, fear of arrest, and even skepticism of intervention and shelter services. But some of the reasons go back deeper.
Because of the marginalization of Black and African American women here in the United States, due to historical discrimination, due to economic hardship, as well as social injustice, reaching out for support and assistance to law enforcement has historically been something that's been very difficult.
Another alarming trend, says the Samaritan House, bystanders being killed in domestic violence incidents. First, in the case of Samaritan House employee Alicia Herford, she was killed trying to help her daughter, Morgan Bazemore, in March. Both were shot and allegedly killed by Bazemore's boyfriend. And then, of course, the 3 innocent women killed in the mass shooting at Young Terrace.
I just have never seen this bystander, these helpers getting hurt and killed and shot. That's a shift that I have seen personally. And I've been here for 20 years.
So what can be done to assist in the trepidation these women of color may have?
Folks that are allied to the community of Black and African American people, we really need your support. It's important that you stand up.
And you can even call the Samaritan House and answer a series of 10 questions right now in what is known as a danger assessment, where they will determine if you're in a dangerous situation and you need help. Also, if you or someone you know is in this type of situation and need help, we have resources right now on our website, WTKR.com. We're live in Norfolk. Chelsea Donovan, News 3.